I'm trapped in a tiny dimension. The only way out is to break bedrock using technology and nuclear fusion. With extremely limited space, this will be no small feat. Am I up to the challenge? Let's find out. Welcome to Compact Claustrophobia. Hey there! Welcome back! Last episode we were able to construct this machine, which was able to help us create more compact machines so that we have a little bit more space. We promptly, of course, filled this machine with a bunch of stuff and we have no space again. We also were able to craft the engineer's manual so we can start doing immersive engineering, which will help our progression greatly. Today, I hope to be able to get even more space because these 3x3 areas are so cramped. It is really tough to do anything. I have to constantly reshuffle everything just to get anything accomplished. But first things first, I think we need better storage. Our storage is full up, and as you can see, stuff is actually spilling into the inventory. Also, off camera, I made 2 more tiny compact machines so that we have more space to work with. And I ground out some more of, this stuff. It'll be helpful, trust me. Last episode, we tried out these strong boxes, and I wasn't that impressed because they only have 2 rows of inventory space compared to a chest, which has 3. So this is a bit of a downgrade. And I'm looking to get more efficient storage. With this limited space, having efficient storage is going to be a huge gain for us. Now, there are these upgrade kits for the strong box, and I'm hoping that they'll make it worth using over a chest and just help us out a little bit to carry us until we can get to refined storage. Last episode, I looked at this bronze gear and my brain said, oh wait, we need metal press. And we went on a huge quest to unlock the metal press first. And I just totally ignored this crafting recipe that was here the whole time, like an idiot. So feel free to laugh at me in the comments. We could have made this the entire time last episode. So I'm going to make one of each of these upgrade kits and then we'll see how they work. So it turns out we can only make the hardened upgrade kit right now because the next tier requires this hardened glass stuff. I didn't notice that, but it requires a few more things that we don't have access to yet. Especially this pyrotheum dust, which requires blaze powder, which we'll be able to make soon, but just not quite yet. So we have the strong backs in the upgrade kit. Let's see how good this gets. Oh, it's now a little bit more than a vanilla chest. Vanilla chest is 3 rows of 9. This is 4 rows of 9. That's quite nice. That's actually double for the upgrade, and the upgrade was not that hard to craft. We might start switching to these just so that I can get more storage in here. I also just found out that the strong boxes, if you break them with items inside, they work like shulker boxes. You can pick them up with their contents. That sounds like it'll be very, very helpful for us. We can put these into farms and then carry the output somewhere else while saving inventory space, which, as you can see, is quite tight right now. So all in all, this is quite a nice item. Quite happy to have this. And I'm looking forward to getting the next tier of upgrade. I don't know how big it's going to be, but it's probably going to be fantastic. I think what we're going to do is place down another compact machine and start to use it for storage so that we can have maybe up to 4 of these next to 1 crafting station. And then it'll be really efficient for us to craft or make anything that we need to, at least in the short term. This is probably not a great long-term solution, but it'll be a boost to us right now because this is cramped and it's hard to get anything accomplished. Oh no, my plan is foiled! The crafting station can only look at 1 inventory at a time. Oh, my dreams of having a super crafting station are shattered. This is terrible. Alright, I've done a bit of a renovation in our compact machines, and this is what I've come up with. So this is our highest level compact machine, and we have, it's a storage solution. It's not the best storage solution, but it is better than what we had. So we have 3 strong boxes that are relatively sorted. So down here we have all of our ingots and grits for various metals and redstone. In the middle here, we have our stones and our wood type materials. And then at the top, we basically have everything that doesn't fit into the other 2 categories. We got crafting stations, so we can craft with all of them with relative ease. And we have a bit of a furnace array. So I'm waiting less on furnaces, which I've been doing a lot lately, so that'll be very nice. Over here, we're starting a wall of compact machines so that we can have a bit of like a hub here between all of our other dimensions. So if I do a right click with an empty hand, we can actually get a little preview of what these are. So this is our farming dimension. It has our sawmill to help us make our pulped biomass, and it has a farming area plus an infinite water source, so we don't have to turn seeds into water anymore, which will be very nice and convenient. And then up here we have our compactor dimension, which has our tiny compactor or whatever it's called, so we can make more compact machines. We do have a few blocks space on the side of this one that we could fill with something else. So I'll think about what else could fit in there. maybe more furnaces or something else. But for the meantime, it is in its own dimension now, so it's less cramped and I can access it more easily. We do have one more tiny compact machine that we could use, and I'm thinking what we could use it for is this. The machine press from, or the metal press from Immersive Engineering. It does require quite a bit of space, plus some power. I don't know if there's an image of the full thing in here. But this will be very helpful for us, and this is part of our progression that we're going to need to do in the short-term future. So we might as well go make a space for this and get it all set up. The only issue is that it is made out of steel scaffolding. And steel scaffolding is made out of, well, you might have guessed, steel. And in this pack, to get steel... Oh, not that steel. Ah, here it is. So we can turn blocks of iron into steel grit by detonating them with TNT. So we're going to have to get this process going first before we can actually go and make the metal press. And in fact, we might actually have to dedicate a tiny machine to making this stuff before we can even make a tiny machine for the metal press. So we might end up with quite a few tiny machines. Of course, what that means is our next goal is actually going to be getting gunpowder. Sawdust, we already have a saw for that, so that's not really an issue. But we do need sulfur and niter, which are going to be new materials for us. The niter we can make with sewage. It does not consume the material, or the sewage rather. So all we have to do is throw dust in there and we'll get the niter. Nice and easy. So for the sulfur, we're going to need to sieve some dust. I think this is a perfect thing to put in our compactor dimension in that empty space. This will be relatively simple, so let's just get cracking. While I was looking through our resource chest here to try to get the stuff to make some dust, it struck me that we don't have like an automated cobblestone factory of any kind. We could use the auto clickers to do that and have automated basic resources, and I think that would actually be a really nice quality of life improvement for us. One quick building session later. So this is the setup I came up with. It has 5 of the clicking machines. They each have a tool. You can put whatever tool you want in there. So this is a variable farm. It can farm all kinds of stuff. The items get dropped into these hoppers down here, and then the hoppers just lead into the strong box for collection. And that's basically the whole farm. The downside is that you have to put a tool in there. They won't just click the wall with an empty hand to get like the dirt and the gravel, but it's still a pretty good farm. It might be semi-automated, but I think it's a good farm. I just noticed that if we sieve dirt, we can get stone, which is great because our dirt needs have already been satisfied. We already have a crop farm. So we can convert the dirt that's excess into stone, and then that'll become dust. And then we'll just have more dust to turn into TNT, which will be great. So I've set up a little bit of a sieving setup here. This is in the compact machine with our compactor to make the compact machines. Oof, say that 5 times fast. So we can use the dirt on here, and it'll do all 3 of the sifters at once because they're touching each other adjacently. I think you can actually have up to 5 by 5 this way. So I'm just gonna sit here and sieve all of our dirt into stone, and then we'll have more dust for TNT eventually. So here's our TNT. Finally got it. Let's go ahead and make a flint and steel so we can detonate it. I don't know how this works. It just says you use TNT to blow up iron. I don't know if it's block form or like entity form. So I'm just gonna toss out the iron and then detonate it and hope for the best. And try not to pick up the iron block in the meantime. All right, here goes. Run! Kaboom! Pew pew wow! So, didn't work. I didn't pick it up. I think I was supposed to place the block, not cue the block. Welp, back to grinding TNT. Take 2. Here we go. We're gonna do all 3 of them. I think this is right. If this fails, pray for me. Run! Kaboom! Pew pew wow! Oh, it worked! Oh, thank God it worked. Oh, look at that. All 3 of them blew up. We got it. 6 times 3. Oh, that's so awesome. Alright, I got tired of using fuel for furnaces, so we're going to try out this redstone furnace. I don't know what the speeds are like, but it doesn't use fuel, just requires power. So there's some pros and cons there, because it can just run out of power, but I constantly run out of fuel anyway, so it's not really that different. So let's see how much power it takes to do one steel. It started at about 2300, 2400. Oh, it's quite slow. This might be the same as a regular vanilla furnace without the upgrade. But it looks like we're actually making enough power with the one generator to keep up with it. We could try slapping an upgrade in this, but I'm afraid that the power usage would put it beyond what this generator can make. So we might have to go and make a better generator first, though I'm not really sure what options for that are available. I'll have to do some research. For the meantime, I'm just going to let all this steel grit cook, and then when it's ready, we can go start making some immersive engineering stuff. Actually, in the meantime, we might as well start making some of the other materials that we can make without steel. Redstone engineering block, vanilla piston, conveyor belt. All right, now we wait. Apparently a long time, but hey, we'll get there. We'll get some better automation at some point. I'm honestly happy that I just don't have to grind out fuel for furnaces anymore using this thing, because grinding the fuel was like just a huge time sink on its own. Steel acquired. Let's get to work. For the scaffolding, we have 3 ingots with 3 rods, which are just easy to craft. And then for the heavy engineering block, oh, we need 2 more pistons. I can get that going. And then we need 2 of the steel mechanical components, which are each made of 4 steel plates, which we can just make with the hammer. No biggie. I think this component, normally you have to make it at like the immersive engineering workstation table thing. So it's very nice that there's a different recipe that just uses crafting table. I believe this is everything we need to get this going, though we probably also want a lever to turn the machine on and off to save power. But other than that, I think we're good to go to construct it. I believe there's a way to make a hologram of this show up in the world here. Oh, I forgot you need this projector thing for that. Can we make this? I think we can, but it's probably not worth it considering how simple this machine is. Maybe for the next one. And then we take our engineer's hammer and bob, I believe, this block? This block. Aha! There we go! We have a metal press. It has no power, but we have a metal press. I believe a lever here can turn it on and off. Results inconclusive. Now, I believe the power goes in through this thing at the top here. I don't know if the facing matters for this. We'll find out, I guess. Okay, it is generating power. Okay, we have a press. Now we just have to get to the point where we can use it properly. Looks like the quest book is recommending this thermoelectric generator. Why don't we check that out and see how it is? Oh, I need more steel for this. Oh, that's unfortunate. I just noticed after looking at it, I thought this was iron. Luckily, using a Constantan pickaxe, we can get lots and lots of iron quickly, since it's 100% iron drop rate. And once we have enough iron for now, we can just put the pickaxes in our automation thing to let them slowly get used up through here. I got 4 blocks of iron here now to convert. Oh, wait, we can't use this place to convert anymore. We got 4 to convert. Hopefully, they all hit the chance. It's only 3 and 4, though, so chances are one of these will fail, but it is what it is. Run! Looks like this one got protected from the blast. Didn't actually blow up. And the other 3 blew up, but we only got 2 hits. Oof. Bad outcome. Bad outcome. Luckily, that was enough steel to get us this generator. Let's go try it out and see how it feels. So I believe this is the setup. You have a hot element on one side, which includes uranium. You have a cold element on the other side, which includes water. And this should produce power. Oh, it's working. Okay. It just doesn't store power itself, but... oh, it's producing it pretty fast. Oh, that seems way faster. Okay. This thing seems really good in comparison. And I don't think it decays the uranium either, so it works forever. Only problem is it takes 3 blocks of space instead of 2. But that's probably worth it, and it's probably worth working into our other farms. I think it's about time that we start looking at the next tier of compact machine. The ones that we have right now are 3x3 and very tiny and, very constricting. These ones are 5x5 and will offer a lot more opportunities for us. The way we get those is by using these tiny machine pieces, which you get by pressing a tiny compact machine with a plate mold. We are basically already there, so with a bit of grinding, if I get 4 more of these, we can just go ahead and upgrade to the next tier of compact machine, and then enter a new age of prosperity. So to get the mold for the plate, we're going to need 5 steel plates in a engineer's workbench, and we're going to need the blueprints for it, which will require blue dye, and I'm not really sure what the best way to get that for us is. It looks like we have 2 options that I found. We can sieve gravel through a flint mesh, and that'll give us lapis with a 5% chance, and that could be blue dye. We can also use a steel pickaxe on a wall, and that also drops lapis at a 30% chance. So this is much more direct, but the steel is a little bit on the pricey side. But we get a whole bunch of other stuff which is probably useful too, like quartz and lithium and magnesium. So this is probably what I'm going to go with. We do have a bit of extra steel right now, though not a ton. I'll just leave a steel pickaxe in here for now, and we'll be back later. It's been a few minutes, and I think that 9 lapis will be plenty. Plus, I just noticed, look how much stuff we have in here. I must have put some pickaxes into this machine and forgot. Looks like we have just enough steel to get all this stuff together. We have only 1 ingot and 1 rod remaining after this. But here's our blueprint, and we have our workbench and our steel plates and our cutters. We're all ready to go. We'll just pop on into the new space here, put down our workbench. We can put these in here, the blueprint and the clipper things, and there's a lot of different molds we can make. Eventually, we're probably going to want most of these because they do improve efficiency, like the wire and the rod molds. They double the efficiency for such things, and the other ones have their own utility as well. But for now, we'll be happy with our plate mold, and we'll get this going. One extremely long resource grind later. All right, I think we have everything we need here to get to the next tier of compact machine. I've just spent a while putting pickaxes into our auto miner and then making these, cooking up stuff, smelting, a bunch of that kind of stuff. And now I think we are ready. So this will make our 4 tiny compact machines. Now if we come over here to our press, we should be able to put the mold on this little space here. Perfect. And then if we just cue these on, I guess one at a time, they become smushed. Oh. It's a bit claustrophobic in here. And there we go. There are our 4 tiny pieces. Why would I do that? Good question, game. So now if we come here, here it is. A 5x5x5 compact machine. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so big. Look at this place. We could do so much in a room like this. We can finally have room for some proper automations and more. To maximize our ability to do automation and our space efficiency, I would like to try out this item, the tunnel, which is supposed to be able to connect the outside of a compact machine to the inside, and that sounds very handy. So let's just toss these light frames, or light, what are they called? Engineering blocks onto here, and get a couple of tunnels. Very good. And now let's try these out and see how they work. Let's try a very basic setup. So if I put a hopper below this compact machine, can I drop an item from inside here into the hopper? Let's find out. This is an empty machine. Can I put the tunnel on the inside here? Okay. Says it's down. Is that configurable? Oh, I can choose which direction it goes. Okay, well, I'm going to choose down. And then if I put a hopper here, can I send bread through? Disappeared. Oh, it came through. Oh my goodness, that is amazing. That means that we can use these compact machines as 1-block little factories that output to something below it or around it. That sounds very helpful. I think we could use that in a lot of different ways. So here's an idea I have. What if we have a compact machine, and then on the inside, we have ducts that lead to a tunnel. I assume these can pass power. Yeah, it works. And then we can just like pack this entire thing full of generators. Then on the outside, this thing will operate like an energy cube from other mods. You know, it's like it's a 1-block little thing that can output power. That sounds very handy, and sounds like a great way to make more complex factories with higher power requirements. I really want to build one of those. That sounds amazing. So I think the plan is to pack like 12 thermoelectric generators into one compact machine. The problem is that's going to cost us like, what, 36 steel and a whole load of copper and a lot of this and that. So I think that's going to be a project for next episode. If you've made it this far into the video and you enjoyed it, consider hitting that like button for me. It'll take you 2 seconds, and it's actually one of the best ways to support the content. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss the next episode as we get further and further through this pack. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.